ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Canon EOS Photographer RandallMRueff. Today is Friday, June the 14th, 2013 AD. I am looking at the Canon EF lens 28 to 300mm f 3.5 to 5.6 IS USM. This is the lens that I want. It is the best. That's right, cinema lens 30 to 300mm. It's the best. Why? Because it can autofocus. The cinema 30 to 300 cannot. Plus, this lens only costs about $2,500. The cinema lens costs about $45,000. Let me say it again. The 28 to 300 costs approximately $2,500. $2,500. The cinema lens costs $45,000. Big difference. Okay? Okay, so this is the PDF that you can download from Canon. No big secrets here. Let's get back. Page 2, page 3, page 4. Here we go. Now this is the illustration of the lens or the nomenclature. Easy way I tell people to remember this when I was a welding instructor is nomenclature. Nome, name. It's an architectural term. Nomenclature. Nome, name. So basically, you can see here the names for the different parts of the lens. And you can stop the video at any time here while this picture's up and look at the different names. Or, of course, you can go to canon.com and download the PDF. The next page talks about mounting and detaching the lens. Pretty simple. Line up the red dot with the red dot on the lens with the red dot on the camera. Of course, that's after taking off the cap. Talks about your switching the focus distance range and setting the focus modes. Adjusting zooming resistance, which I'm not a big fan of. I think the only thing I don't like about this, other than it's a push-pull lens, I wish it was a one length with all the focusing inside internally. The smooth to tightness, that's not a very good. What they need to do is either have a tight or a loose. Basically, two controls. A degree of tightening that really doesn't make a lot of sense. Either tight or loose. So I hope they make some changes to that in the future. But right now, it's still pretty good. Nice feature. Okay, image stabilizing settings. Basically, you can turn your stabilizer off or turn it on. And then when it's on, you have two different settings. Okay, and basically it's showing on the right side, it's showing you when you press the shutter button halfway, the image stabilizer will start operating. Makes sense, very simple. Man, I got the mucus in my throat again today. And here you can see the difference in modes 1 and 2 of the difference with the stabilizer on and the stabilizer off. Obviously, even with the tripod, it's going to be better with it on. Unless you're going for the blurry effect, just leave it on all the time. I mean, that's what I do. Some tips on using the image stabilizer. Okay, infinity compensation mark, so you know how far or where you're at in focal length, and how to set it up to be the background can be blurry or in focus. For those of you who really know what you're doing. Like me, infrared index. Okay, there's some information on the monochrome infrared filter film, which most people don't use because it's digital anymore. Anyway, using the tripod mount. Now, I don't really like the way the tripod mount looks. So, and plus, I'm not going to be using a tripod mount. So, I normally, if I had this lens, I would be taking it off. Every once in a while, it's something I would definitely keep in the camera bag with me. But it's not something I'm going to be using every day. Normally, when I do this, I'm going to be hand holding probably 90-95% of my stuff. So, probably 90% is going to be handheld. The other part's going to be a tripod. And when it's on the tripod, you do want to use this ring as compared to the camera. The butt base of the camera. And the reason being is you can use the camera, the tripod mount, or the tripod on the bottom, but the lens is so big and so heavy, you really want to use the lens. With a lens this big, or even some of the other bigger ones, it's almost like the camera is the accessory and not the main item, because the lens is so big. So you want to use the tripod mount that's attached to the lens. Of course, like I said, on this one, the 20-300, it's removable. Again, it's something I would use every day, so I would throw it in the camera bag somewhere where I can have access to it when I need it, but it wouldn't be on the lens full time, at least not for me. Lens hood is something that I don't use. I haven't had any real problems with peripheral illumination, and I don't very often. And quite frankly, I've got a filter on there just for the protection of the lens. On my, it's not this lens, but the 20-300 lens that I have. I don't use it. It's not a problem. And I do have a filter on the. Well, I don't have a. I'm telling you, I'm coughing up a storm today. Excuse me. Well, I don't have the 20-300. I have a cheap 20-300. Believe me, I wish I had the Canon. But anyway, I do have a filter on there to protect the lens. It's basically just a lens protection filter. It's a lot cheaper to replace that filter than it is a new lens. Trust me. Especially on your budget like me. Extension tubes. If you want to magnify your 2 times or 1.4 times, you can get an extension tube. They're saying that if you do that, it's recommended that you manual focus, which here's your technical specifications, blah, 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 blah. You're probably not interested, but if you are, here it is. And that is that. So I will take you back and leave you. Let's go back a little bit. Come on. With this beautiful thing, is that the best one we have? No. Okay, here's the. Again, this is as you can say, you can download this PDF from Canon website. It's a 20-300mm f3.5 to 5.6 IS USM lens. This is the English version, and I hope that this video has been both informative and helpful. Like I said, if I could afford this lens, this would be the #1 lens I would use for probably 90% of my stuff. The focal length is great. The only problem some people are going to gripe about is the fact that, it's not a 1.2 or a 1.4, and therefore you can't blur out the background. Well, that's not true. I've found from experience with even a non-Canon 20-300 that you can, in fact, if you do your settings, set your camera, you can set it so the background is blurry and the subject in front is in focus, or just the opposite. In fact, if you want your background to be in focus along with your subject, again, it's a matter of changing some settings in the camera or setting up a certain way, but it can be done. So you just got to know what you're doing and read the information in the manual to know how to set your camera, especially the f-stops. So it can be done. So obviously with a Canon lens, it's going to be a lot easier and a lot better, and that's that. So like I said, I hope this video has been informative, instructive, helped you maybe to decide whether or not this is the lens for you. Like I said, if I can afford it, it would be the lens for me. Trust me. If I had the money to grab it up, I would grab it that quick. So I'll just leave you with that. So until next time, I'm Canon EOS Photographer for RandallMRueff. Saying thanks for watching. Have a good day, and may God bless you. Bye.